The Detroit Lions, coming off bye week, travel to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Welcome, everyone. I'm Andy from WagerTalk.com. The total in this game is 52. Going to have opinion on that. We'll talk about the spread. Lions are 3-point road favorites. We got a player prop that I think should interest everybody. If you could hit the like button, really helps us out. Leave a comment while you're watching this. If you don't have a best hot take or a best bet for the game, just type the word bell in the comment section. That's the four-letter code word of the day, bell, in the comment section. So let's take a look at yards per play this season. I always like to look at the offense and the defense. Detroit, seventh best in the league, 6.1 yards per play. That's tied with Cincinnati, just behind Indianapolis of all teams. Shout out to Joe Flacco. Also, yards per play, Dallas 5.5. They rank down in 17th. So ever so slight edge to the Detroit Lions for offense. And then when we look at opponent yards per play, this one's going to be a little bit closer. Dallas ranks 13th at 5.3. Detroit only 5.5. So not too big of a difference there, but looks like Detroit over the course of the season has the edge here in yards per play. Take a look at rushing defense on yards per carry. Lions giving up 4.4 yards per carry. That kind of surprised me. They're middle of the pack at best, and they're tied with Dallas actually. So I thought Detroit was going to be better against the run this year. I thought they were going to be one of the elite teams. Hasn't played out that way. So no advantage on defense for those. And then when we look at we're going to look at yards per attempt for Dallas and Detroit's defense. And they're, again, not too big of an advantage, but Lions are giving up 7 yards per attempt. And they're tied with the Cowboys, 7.1. So these defenses are very, very similar here. I do want to look at some of the scheduling game logs because I do think they tell us a little bit of a story that's going to lead to my pick here. So we look at Dallas, and they start off the year 33-17 win against the Browns, 44-19 against the Saints, 28-25 against the Ravens. All three games go over the total. Last 2 weeks, though, on the road against some, slower pace, clunky offenses, the Giants and the Steelers. Look at these totals: 20-15, only 35 points, and then 20-17 at the Steelers, only 37 points. That includes a very late touchdown to get over there. So this game's not very high scoring. I know there was weather involved with Pittsburgh, so maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe they play on a fast track. That game gets a little bit more high scoring. Then we look at Detroit, and they're a little bit more the opposite here. They start off with an overtime game that only gets to 26-20. Tampa Bay low scoring game 20-16, Arizona 20-13, but then last week Seattle 42-29. So you get the Seattle team that's completely banged up on defense. We saw that on Thursday night against San Francisco. Big high scoring game, and now Detroit is coming off the bye week. It's going to lead to my pick. I like this game to go over. I know 52 points is a lot, but I look at Detroit. I think they finally got their offense going against Seattle. It's a great team to get your offense going against. This could be indoors. This is at Dallas. Dallas home games over the last couple seasons have really been high scoring compared to when Dallas plays on the road. So we have no weather issues. It's a fast track. We got teams with some speed. So I'm liking the over. The other sneaky thing is I went back and looked at last season. What did Detroit do when coming off their bye? So they go into the bye week with a 26-14 win against Raiders. They have the week off. They come out. They beat the Chargers 41-38, a game that featured 79 points. And even the week after that, 31-26. You got a 57-point game at home against the Chicago Bears. Not exactly a high scoring team from last year. So I look at the bye week from last week, Dan Campbell and these guys, high scoring games coming out of the bye week. So that's going to be my pick, is going to be over 52 points. I mentioned a player prop. I like Rico Dowdle over 43.5 yards rushing. I talked about his rush attempts on Wager Talk today last week. They had an 11.5 last week. I said, I think he's taking over this backfield. He had 20 carries against the Steelers for 87 yards. So okay yards per carry, but what I loved is the volume. And at 4.4 yards per carry, Detroit is not this menacing rush defense that I thought they were going to be coming into. So I think Rico Dowdle is a really nice guy to kind of trade for in fantasy leagues, but I like him in the prop market as 43.5. If this guy gets another like 12 plus carries, I think he gets over. It was a really nice performance by him in yucky conditions against a really good Steelers defense. So over 52 is going to be the play. Enrico Dowdle is going to be the player prop on this one. Want to let you guys know we do have our college football best bet that is up 18-5 lifetime, 4-1 this season. You guys know how we do it. One play per week. That's all we do. And we've done this last couple seasons, resulted in an 18-5 record, 4-1 this season. We also have our UFC 5% best bet that is up. We're 4-1 in our last 5% UFC plays. We just cashed on the Contender Series on Tuesday. That moves our MMA run to 22-10. So that sport has been very, very good to us. So two sports you can take advantage of: college football and the UFC 5% best bet. If you want to do a 3-day pass, highly recommend that. You're going to get the 5% play along with all of our UFC plays. You're going to get the college football best bet, and you're going to get all of our NFL plays. NFL was good to us last week. Started off the year really clunky. Last week, lowered the volume, only had 2 plays. We cashed both of those plays, so feeling good coming into this week. Take advantage of those at wagertalk.com, shortcut wt.buzz/AL. All right, that's going to do it for it. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that now. Get updates whenever we release any of these individual NFL games or college football breakdowns, finishing up strong in the MLB as well. So take all advantage of that at the Wager Talk YouTube channel. Thanks very much, and we'll see you everyone later.